Well, you may have heard that Donald Trump was for the fourth time arrested yesterday and formally booked at the Fulton County Jail. This one was a little bit different though, because he was mugshotted. Very interesting. Take a look at this, and we will be getting to, in this segment, Trump's raging outside of his plane before he left after this happened. Now, apparently, according to reporting, this was a well thought out pose. He had planned and discussed with his aides exactly what he wanted to do so that he could have the best look on his face. And that's what they settled on. For our podcast listeners, how do I describe? Picture, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. So there's that. And then hopefully my sound effect painted a mental picture. I'm sure our podcast listeners have seen the picture already though. Then here's this from Mediaite. Former President Donald Trump was arrested on Thursday evening and booked at Georgia's Fulton County Jail, where his mugshot was taken. Trump was quickly processed and released on bond. According to reports, Trump used a bonding agent to pay just 10% of his $200,000 bond. Trump was indicted on 13 counts, of course, in Georgia this month, including violation of the Georgia RICO Act over his attempts to overturn the results of the 2020 election. And with that being said, here was Trump responding to the day before he left.
Before we get to you, we see the former President Donald Trump leaving the SUV, approaching reporters. Let's listen.
It's a very sad day for America. This should never happen. If you challenge an election, you should be able to challenge an election. I thought the election was a rigged election, a stolen election. And I should have every right to do that. As you know, you have many people that you've been watching over the years do the same thing, whether it's Hillary Clinton or Stacey Abrams or many others. When you have that great freedom to challenge, you have to be able to, otherwise you're going to have very dishonest elections. What has taken place here is a travesty of justice. We did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. And everybody knows it. I've never had such support. And that goes with the other ones, too. What they're doing is election interference. They're trying to interfere with an election. There's never been anything like it in our country before. This is their way of campaigning. And this is one instance, but you have three other instances. It's election interference. So I want to thank you for being here. We did nothing wrong at all. And we have every right, every single right, to challenge an election that we think is dishonest, that we think is very dishonest. So thank you all very much, and I'll see you.
All right, and so we have to continue to address, as I've said before, I am eternally grateful for how fast the show is growing, but that means new people are watching me every day, so I have to repeat things that my longtime viewers have heard too many times. But no, Donald Trump is not being indicted for his freedom of speech or lying about the election or questioning the results of the election or legally challenging the election. He is being indicted for allegedly unlawfully attempting to overturn the results outside of the legal process that we have in place already. As Fani Willis noted, Jack Smith in the indictment, early in the indictment, explicitly put again in writing that Trump was allowed and within his right to even lie, of course, about the results of the 2020 election. It is the actions and the coordinated plot working outside of our lawful process that is at issue here. And yes, words are cited in these indictments that were spoken because they're a part of this broader effort that is alleged to have been working outside the law, including, for example, the fake electors scheme, trying to concoct and put forward fraudulent electors, asserting those to be the lawful ones, and then using that to justify Trump just staying president. If that was allowed, we would have mayhem in this country when it comes to our democracy and all these other steps we've walked through in the past. As you may be able to predict already, you can see on screen, merch is being sold from the Trump campaign with his mugshot on it. I guess he's proud of it and really nailed that pose. As I said, I don't know if I agree, but what you gonna do? Historic moment, as I said, when covering Rudy Giuliani's arrest. Sometimes accountability doesn't feel so good, but it's necessary. And for the sake of the rule of law and our democracy, this is exactly what should be happening. And then we'll let the process play out. Maybe it goes better for Trump than we're expecting, and that is the process playing out. And maybe it's not going to go so well. We'll just have to see. But today, in later segments for our YouTube segment viewers and full show viewers, get ready. We've got lots of responding to these dishonest talking points in response to Trump's most recent arrest in store today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.